Okay, find a negative coterminal angle between negative 360 and 0, okay, that is coterminal with the angle negative 774. Okay, so if this was your question. I'll just take a quick picture, or I can come back to it later. Okay. All right, so if you're looking for this problem, you need to read carefully what they're asking you to find. You want a negative angle between these two values, okay, that is equivalent to or coterminal with negative 774. So what you're going to do is you're going to take negative 774, and you're going to either add or subtract multiples of 360 until you get a number that fits in this set of conditions. Okay? And so here, if we want a negative coterminal angle, but it needs to be smaller than, it needs to be closer to 0 than this, right? So what we can do, and the easiest way to do this is just to use your calculator. Start with negative 774. Now, am I going to have to add multiples of 360 or subtract them? Add. So if I just start adding 360, I see it's still not in the in between the values, so I'm going to add another 360. Negative 54, does that fall within the conditions it asks? Yeah, and so there is my answer. If I'm working through a problem, let's say that asks me for a positive coterminal angle. Yep.
If you got a number that was like 200, negative 200, and it asks us between negative 360 and 0, we could write that number.
So it shouldn't. It would be a mistake in the question. You're asking like kind of like a reference angles, where if it's in quadrant 1, the reference angle is equal to the angle. So this is a little bit different than reference angles.
So on the one on the iPad, it says between negative 360 and 0 is negative 181. Would it then be?
Oh, is that why you asked the question too? So that I must have fixed that problem. Where are you saying that showed up in the notes that I had from before? So I think I saw that when I was doing the notes, and I replaced it with this one. All right. So if you need a positive coterminal angle, and let's jump down to this one. So if you need a positive coterminal angle, and it starts with a negative, again the same idea. If you just start with what you have, so take negative 1739, and then we just start adding multiples of 360. Now, if you know as you add that, you see that you're way off, what you could do is you could just at the end of this, you could jump to it and let's say add 4 of those. I'm still, at this point, I'm still not within where I need to be. So if I add one more 360, I now get my answer, 61. That falls between 0 and 360. And so I can enter my answer there. So the next one here, you want to find a negative angle beginning at 1214 that's coterminal. So if I start with 1214 and I start subtracting 360. Now, once again, as I do this once, I see I'm still a couple, I know you should be familiar again, like what some of the numbers are. So 2 times 360 is 720. So I know I'm still at least 2 more away, right? So if I were to go on this and I multiply, there's at least 3 of them. That gives me 134. Does 134 fit in this number, within this range? No, so I need 1 more minus another 360. And that gives me negative 226. Does that fit within this range? Yeah, so negative 226 is going to be my solution. And then down here, I want to find a positive coterminal angle with 625. So it already starts higher than 360. So I'm going to start with my 625, and I have to reduce it. So I'm going to subtract 360 from that. I get 265. Is that within this range? Yep. And so I'm done. I only had to do it that one time, and that would be my solution.